Hello guys, and welcome back to Plug and Player. Today we're going to take one more look at Radica's Sega Genesis Plug and Play. The last two games to cover are Golden Axe and Sonic the Hedgehog. These are my two favorite games on this Plug and Play, so I thought it was appropriate to save these ones for last. Let's start with Golden Axe. The story goes that the king and his daughter were both kidnapped by Death Adder, a menacing warlord bent on conquering the peaceful kingdom in which our heroes live. These heroes include a barbarian, a swordswoman, and an axe-toting dwarf, and each has a score to settle with Death Adder. However, it's revealed that a still greater foe, Deathbringer, was manipulating Death Adder the entire time. Now it is up to one of the heroes to rise to the occasion and bring peace back to the kingdom. Golden Axe is your typical beat-em-up where you can mercilessly cut, throw, and body slam your enemies. You also have this nifty magic meter, which you can unleash on your foes with effects that vary based on who you're playing as and how much magic you have. Golden Axe also features several creatures that you can ride, allowing you to increase your efficiency in dispatching enemies. Another nice aspect about this game is that each time you finish a level, a small sequence begins where thieves arrive and attempt to steal your magic. You can rob the thieves of their magic and health candies during this time, which grants a significant amount of help in beating the next stage. Now, just as in any old-school beat-em-up, there are numerous ways to exploit the level environments and gameplay mechanics to make your journey easier. Some of these exploits do require some skill, and are immensely satisfying to pull off. Like this one, where the goons just fly off into the abyss as I play Matador. Toro! However, most of these exploits cause the gameplay to feel rather dull and cheap. I constantly find myself body slamming enemies, since it is the most effective way of preventing your enemies from attacking you. You can also chain these in boss fights to prevent the boss from ever attacking. However, a sacrifice in gameplay is a necessary measure, since the game pulls few punches in your attempt at accomplishing your quests. Indeed, some enemies have exploits of their own that result in your taking much damage. These skeletons are the perfect example, as two of them can pound you mercilessly with their shields, leaving you with no chance at escaping until you fall down. This is just what one would expect from an arcade beat-em-up. The journey would be easier with a companion to support you, but as this is a plug-and-play, that option is unavailable. All in all, Golden Axe is a perfectly standard beat-em-up with just about everything one might expect. Now let's take a look at Sonic the Hedgehog. I love this game. Just wanted to say that before I say anything else, because I know that I will be speaking in large part out of my bias. Anyway, we all know the story of this game. Dr. Robotnik has stolen the Chaos Emeralds, 6 in number, and has imprisoned the animals to serve as his robot slaves. It is up to Sonic and his speed to stop Robotnik from getting away with these crimes, and to restore peace to the land. Now to the game itself. The game is separated into multiple zones with 3 acts separating each zone. By the end of the 3rd act, a boss fight begins. Throughout each stage, Sonic will be collecting rings, which act as a clever way of keeping Sonic alive. Besides the usual deal of 100 rings equals an extra life, these rings act as a protection against enemies and other dangers. If Sonic has no rings and gets hurt, he loses a life. I love the way that the game creates an important incentive for collecting something that other platformers would have included, because it is a staple of other platforms only. Sonic the Hedgehog made this concept of coin-like collectibles mean something much more. Adding to the importance of rings, if Sonic has at least 50 rings when he reaches the goalpost, Sonic can jump into a big ring that transports him to the psychedelic location of one of the Chaos Emeralds. To talk about these for a bit, these areas force the player to control Sonic in a strange way. Sonic must navigate the tilting maze of these stages by jumping and sliding along walls until he reaches the Chaos Emerald. Sonic must also avoid pits that send him out of the special stage. This proves to be a challenge, with all the bumpers that bounce Sonic and the switches that change the direction of the tilt of the stage. These annoyances make the special stages one of the least entertaining parts of the game, but I think that the collection of the emeralds is well worth the cool, good ending. But I'm getting ahead of myself. In addition to rings, Sonic can also break monitors that house other power-ups, like shields, invincibility, and super speed. These power-ups prove to be quite helpful, especially if you want to save your rings to reach the special stages. To talk about the regular stages, each one is unique and pleasant to play through. They all prove to be memorable, whether it be because of some nice music track, or whether it be because of some gimmick. Obviously, some are not the best, Labyrinth Zone, but they all leave some lasting impression, and that's what's important. And I think that that's what the first Sonic game has done best. Pretty much everything about this game, from the levels to the music to Sonic himself, was designed to leave a good and lasting impression. And I think that if there's anything worthwhile to say about this game since it's been released over 30 years ago, I think it is just that. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Plug-in Player. This might be the last one for a while, so you guys can look forward to some new and good content in the future. Until then guys, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.